Say goodbye to Euro 2024, which has ended for nearly a month. Say goodbye to the Paris Olympics with 90% of the names that we fans have heard for the first time. Say goodbye to the friendly matches that not only take place at awkward times, but are also extremely boring. The first whistle of the Community Shield match officially sounded. That is when we realized that the football that we are truly passionate about has officially returned. And what could be more perfect than when the first trophy of the season is decided by a fateful Manchester derby? Both teams entered the match with a rather leisurely and cautious mindset. The proof is that in the first 20 minutes of the match, there was not even a single dangerous opportunity for either side. The turning point only came when Bruno Fernandes' superb goal outside the penalty area was denied for offside. The game became more open and the knot was completely untied after Alejandro Garnacho's goal. However, holding the goal and letting it fall, Man United could not withstand the continuous attacks of the citizens. In the 89th minute, Bernardo Silva skillfully headed the equalizer 1-1, bringing the match into a nerve-wracking penalty shootout. Manchester City won with a final score of 7-6 on penalties. However, the flag was suddenly brought to the Gunners when the last 5 Community Shield champions were all unable to win the Premier League in the same season.
Entering the Community Shield match, coach Erik ten Hag decided to use the same playbook that helped the Red Devils defeat Man City to win the prestigious FA Cup at Wembley 2 months ago. However, although the playbook was old, Coach Muoiko also made some small adjustments to make it more suitable for this rematch. Lisandro Martinez plays LB after Wan-Bissaka's departure and Luke Shaw's not yet fully recovered after the Euro. The Argentine central defender was chosen to play as a left-back in this derby match. Perhaps, Ten Hag had information about Foden's absence and guessed that Doku or Savinho would be the one to start on the right wing of MC. So he decided to use Martinez's fierceness in the hope of blocking Doku like Wan-Bissaka did in the FA Cup final. However, life was not a dream when the person Licha faced was Oscar Bob, a young star with a much more comprehensive skill set than Doku, and the art midfielder really had a nightmare in the first half with many dangerous ball losses in front of the home team's penalty area. Fortunately, this will be Licha's last match as a left-back after the return of Luke Shaw and new signing El Mazraoui. However, this will be an expensive lesson that Ten Hag does not want to repeat in the future. Mason Mount plays false 9! Another special point in Man Utd's starting lineup is that Mason Mount replaces McTominay in the role of false 9. However, this was a match to forget for Mr. Nui when the physical ability and spatial sense of the number 7 cannot be compared to the Scottish midfielder in his new role, and he accidentally became a burden for Bruno when the Portuguese midfielder almost did the work of both strikers on the field. Perhaps, after this match, the nickname Mason LMAO will take a long time to fade from the minds of Red Devils fans.
Before this match, we all knew for sure that Rodri, Walker, Stones, and Foden would all be absent due to poor fitness, while De Bruyne was still involved in transfer controversies. However, few expected that Pep would dare to leave out Bernardo Silva, Matheus Nunes, or Savinho to put all his trust in the young talents of the academy. In the end, they did not disappoint their teacher when they first appeared in a match of this magnitude. For Oscar Bob, McAtee, or Rico Lewis, this can be said to be a match beyond their expectations when all three of them excellently completed the task of replacing the seniors of the first team. Even Oscar Bob had his own last-minute assist to save Man City from death, while McAtee and Rico Lewis both showed stability and precision in every attack when on the field. As for Nico O'Reilly, despite having a relatively ideal physique, the pressure of the Super Cup match has made the midfielder born in 2K5 overwhelmed by the pressure from all 4 sides of the Wembley Stadium. Pep has had to shake his head in frustration many times when witnessing number 75 clumsily controlling the ball and often losing the ball in the midfield, leading to counter-attacks for the Red Devils. Perhaps a position in the first team is still quite out of reach for O'Reilly at the moment, but this will be a valuable lesson if the young man really wants to excel in a more distant future.
After the somewhat too fun experiments in the first 60 minutes, Both Ten Hag and Pep Guardiola were hot-eyed and lost their smiles when they put their best players on the field in the hope of resolving the deadlock of the match. From this point on, the professional quality increased a lot when the players on the field all shone brightly and left their own mark. With Man UTD, coach Ten Hag decided to bring in the duo Garnacho-McTominay to recreate the super quartet that defeated Man City in the FA Cup final, at the same time, returning Licha to his usual position and letting Kelly Street play right back. These changes immediately took effect when Garnacho's speed and McTominay's aggressiveness confused Vardiel many times, and then, it was the Argentinian midfielder who broke the deadlock in the 82nd minute after signaling the left and finishing neatly into Ederson's net. However, Pep was no pushover when he replaced the newly emerged duo McAtee, O'Reilly with more experienced players Bernardo Silva and Matthias Nunes. The presence of the Portuguese duo was certainly visible in the final minutes of the match, and then, the inevitable result was Bernardo's header in the final minutes after Oscar Bob's cross. In fact, if they had been more careful, Man City could have settled the match in 90 minutes if Holland or Savinho had not had their funny moments in front of Onana's goal.
After the 90 minutes of official play at Wembley ended in a dramatic draw, the two halves of Manchester will have to decide the winner in a penalty shootout full of luck. And after 8 fateful kicks, Man City was the more courageous team when they finished off the Red Devils with a final score of 7-6, but there were also quite a few names that we should pay attention to in this shootout. Bernardo Silva, just a few minutes ago, the midfielder wearing the number 20 shirt was the hero when he scored the decisive goal to bring Man City back from the dead. However, right from the first kick, the Portuguese player's trembling face seemed to have a premonition of something bad about to happen, and then his too-weak shot failed to defeat Onana's brilliance. Fortunately, his teammates were able to correct him, otherwise, Bernardo would have regretted his missed shot. Jadon Sancho, the prodigal son, returned home after a memorable season with Dortmund, and was given the chance to take a penalty by his beloved coach Ten Hag when he came on for Rashford in the final minutes. However, Sancho probably still had some affection for his association with MC's academy, and his shot failed to beat goalkeeper Ederson and bring the penalty shootout to a tie. Ten Hag will probably confide in Sancho a lot. Johnny Evans, as the final penalty shootout approached, the Red Devils fans began to worry as they only had 2 young players, Collier, Pelistri, and goalkeeper Onana, for the next penalty shootout. However, Evans, as the team's big brother, did not let his juniors feel any pressure when he personally ended the penalty shootout with a kick that went straight into the sky, surprising the coaching staff and fans. It seems like the Northern Irish midfielder is a bit fed up with this title after winning it so many times since Sir Alex's time.